So this video we're going to be talking about the lateral area, surface area, and volume of cones, so little party hats. So a cone is a solid that has one circular base and a vertex that is not in the same plane as the base. Okay, so the vertex is the top of our party cone. The altitude of a perpendicular segment is a perpendicular segment from the vertex to the center of the base. The height of the cone is this length of the altitude. Okay, so the height we're going to be talking about is going to be the inside height from top to the point of the vertex. The slant height is the distance across the slant of it. Okay, so from the vertex to the point on the outside of the circular base. So our lateral area is going to be, we're going to find the triangular base, so that 1/2 times base times height, but the area of our base is going to be a little bit different. So our final thing is going to be 1/2 times 2 pi r times my lateral, but if we keep simplifying, we're going to get pi times my radius times my lateral to find the lateral area, because remember, that's not the area of the base, okay? We need to use it to find the lateral area, but we're using pi times the radius times my lateral area to be able to find the area all the way around the cone. So if I'm finding my lateral area, we said our equation was pi times the radius times my lateral height. So pi times radius times my lateral height. Right now I have my inside height. So if I want to find my lateral height, it looks like I have this being 12 and this being 5. So if I do 12 squared plus 5 squared equals c squared, we can find our lateral. So 12 squared is 144 plus 25 equals c squared. 144 plus 25. We have 169. We square root both sides. So c equals 13. So we have my lateral area being pi times my radius of my base circle, so 5, times my lateral height that I found, 13. We're going to leave it in terms of pi. So my lateral area equals 65 pi meters. Surface area of a cone. The surface area of the cone is the sum of the lateral area and the circular base, and the area of the circular base. Okay, so we're going to find our lateral area, and then we're going to find the area of the base, so that pi r squared. Okay, so my surface area, we got to find lateral area first, which was pi times radius times your slant height. Well, this time we have our slant height because that's meaning it's along the side, it's not our inside height. So my lateral area is going to be pi times my radius. Well, 10 is all the way across, that's my diameter, so I need to cut it in half to find my radius. That times my slant height, so we have 14 times 5. So my lateral area is 70 pi centimeters. Okay, so my surface area, we take our lateral area, so 70 pi, plus the area of our base, that pi r squared. So 70 pi plus pi times my radius, which we found was 5 squared. 5 squared is 25. We add them together, so we get 95 pi centimeters squared. Okay, volume is going to be 1/3 pi r squared times height, or 1/3 times the area of your base times height. So we're going to be mostly using this because we need that pi r squared because that's the area of the base. And just be wary that this is the inside height. Volume is the inside height from top to bottom. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite my equation. So we said 1/3 times pi r squared times my height. 1/3 times pi r squared times my inside height. So I have my slant height in my bottom. So we need to use our Pythagorean theorem. So we're going to say a squared plus 6 squared equals 10 squared, because that 10 should be my c since it's sitting across from my right angle. So a squared plus 36 equals 100, subtract 36. So a squared equals 64, square root both sides. So a equals 8, so my inside height is 8. So v equals 1/3 times pi times my radius, which is 6, times my, squared, times my height that we found was 8. Okay, we're going to leave it in terms of pi again. So we know this is 36. So we got 36 times 8 times that 1/3 to get 96 pi, and then we're just going to say units cubed because I don't have it labeled on here. Okay, so our volume equals 1/3 pi r squared times the inside height. So v equals 1/3 times pi times my radius. Well, all the way across is 42, so we need to cut it in half. So 21 squared times my inside height. Well, that inside height is right here because it's the one that's creating the perpendicular line. So times 110. 21 squared is 441. So we're going to multiply 441 times 110 times that 1/3. And we're going to leave it in terms of pi. So v equals 16,170 inches cubed. Oops, pi inches cubed, sorry. Because we're leaving it in terms of pi. Okay, find the lateral area, surface area, and volume. So our lateral area, we have pi r times our lateral, so pi times my radius, which is 15, times my lateral, this is the outside one, so times 25, so 25 times 15. We have 375 pi centimeters. So if I wanted to then take this lateral area out to find surface area, it's 375 pi. Okay, and then we have pi times my radius, which is 15 squared. So 15 squared is going to give me 225. So 375 pi plus 225 pi will give me my surface area. So 600 pi centimeters squared. Now we got to do my volume, but I need my inside height from my volume, so we're going to have to use the Pythagorean theorem. So we got a squared plus 15 squared equals 25 squared. So a squared plus 225 equals 625. Subtract 225. So a squared equals 400. We square root both sides, so a equals 20. So my inside height is 20. So my volume, v equals 1/3 times pi times my radius, 15 squared, times my inside height, 20. So we got our 15 squared being 225. So I'm going to take 225 times 20 times 1/3. So my volume equals 1,500 pi centimeters cubed.